And MJ, I love your character of Dylan. I very much felt a kinship with him, being very manipulated for his love, and easily influenced. What did you like most about just that character and how he's, at the beginning, sort of bumbling through this world and getting himself deeper and deeper into it?
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite parts about Dylan was just his love for music and guitar. We both like the same music, which was really cool. But I actually didn't play guitar before I did this role, but I got to learn and stuff, so that's something I really liked. And Dylan's very misunderstood. He's very naive, and he's just like you said, just kind of rumbling through life. Trying to work it out, and very easily manipulated. But I think that my heart's in the right place the whole time.
That's really cool that you learned some guitar for this role. Is that a passion that you're still keeping up with?
100%. I actually bought the exact same guitar that I have in episode one. So I have a real one of those now in my house that I play like every day.
Oh, that's so cool. And Chiara, one aspect that really impressed me about the show was just the whole trio of you three. You all feel like actual friends. How was it kind of, working out that relationship? Because you guys just play off each other so naturally.
I think that it honestly fell kind of immediately into place from the minute we met each other at the chemistry read, and then getting to Atlanta and doing band camp and improv classes. I do think production did a really good job at setting aside some time for us to really get to know each other before the cameras were rolling. And within our character storyline, we were kind of able to develop our own friendships and relationships, which I think only makes it so much more fun to watch and more fun to film, just being so comfortable with one another and getting to play like you would if you were a normal friend group. And especially being in a band, there's a bit of camaraderie that comes with that as well. And I think us all bonding while learning our instruments, learning the songs that we had to perform, there's a lot of closeness that's involved with something like that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And Kezai, your character is Spud, and he's just a lot of fun. And he's naturally the drummer; it just fits his personality so well. I was curious, how was that experience? Actually drumming. Did you have any pre-existing skills as a musician?
Yeah, I have been around drums. My older brother played, so I've been around them, but I had to learn like a whole different, like, I don't know, genre of drumming for Spud. It's just more heavy metal, it's more physical, but it was a blast. I had so much fun. My teachers were great. They gave me a play-by-play every day, so I just took what they gave me and ran with it.
That's awesome. You guys all look natural during those music scenes too. So all your hard work really paid off. And MJ, you have two really cool on-screen parents in this show. Jolie Bowen as your mom, and then voice acting legacy Nolan North as your dad. How was it working with those two?
Well, it was really cool working with Julie because I had worked with Sofia Vergara in the past on Chef. She was my mom in that. So both of the Modern Family moms were my mom. And then Nolan North, I have never fangirled so hard in my life than when he did the Richtofen voice to me. It is just like I can't even tell you. Like thinking about it now, it still gets me. Like he's just the coolest guy ever too, and like he'd always like do the voice and stuff on set, and he's just awesome guy. I'm definitely very blessed.
That's such a little flex of both of the Modern Family moms. That's really wonderful. And Chiara, one aspect of the show I really like is your character's against this at first. Eventually, she comes around, but the group's really just taking advantage of this Satanic Panic to propel their heavy metal band. Could you speak to that aspect? Because it's such a fun way to just feed into this fear that the town really has.
Totally. I think that there's something in terms of the misrepresentation of self-expression. And when you look at someone from an outside perspective, you might view them in one way, but there's actually something completely different going on. And I think playing with the fact that people look at Dethkrunch and they look at this band and they see them in one light, which couldn't be further from the truth. That being said, using the way that they represent themselves when it benefits them and kind of creating this fan following for their band through the happenings of the town is definitely an interesting way to go about it. That being said, I, as Jordy, personally think it was a dumb idea, but I think that everything will work out in the end, or it won't. But gotta wait and watch and find out.
Yeah, it's wonderfully put. And because What did you like most about just this show taking place in like the late 80s in that time period? Because it's a real throwback, and I love all the music references. There's some great bands are shouted out throughout the series.
Yeah, like it was surreal. I've always just been like completely infatuated with the 80s. And when I booked it, I was like, yo, I couldn't prepare myself for what being on set was because it's like completely like you don't even know where you're at. You blink and it's like, oh, 1989, we're in the school hallway right now. Shout out to all of our set decks and everyone who made that world come to life because for me as an actor, it was so easy to slip into it being 1989. It was not even funny.
That's awesome. And MJ, you share some really great scenes with Bruce Campbell, who's just like the coolest guy alive. So, how is it working with him, and how is he as a scene partner?
It was amazing. I'll never forget the first scene that we had together. Like we sat down and like he has like this like little speech that he gives, and he's just such a veteran. Like I wish you could have like heard it. It was just so inspirational, and like he was just such a great scene partner, and he was just telling me like everything, and just definitely very amazing to work with, and it elevated everybody's scenes when he was around.
Awesome. And my last question, Kiara, Jordan Vogt Roberts directs the first and last episode of this series. He's a really talented director. How was it working with him?
It was great. I think the kind of the entire cast and crew and Jordan and his team were all coming together in order to collaborate on this project and hopefully bringing everyone's visions to life and kind of encapsulating everything about this story as best as we can. So yeah, doing the prep and having the opportunity to go into band camp and do improv, which was kind of Jordan's suggestion, helped us really to connect with one another and hopefully make the show even better in the end.